Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rita Ndlovu. I create faith and lifestyle content. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for stopping by if this is your first time. Let's get into all things locked. I'm finally filming this video. I feel like the timing is right because it's been over a year. I didn't want to do it too soon or too far into it. The timing is right. So if you've been wondering about locks and whether you should get locks and the pros and cons, stay tuned, okay? Okay. First things first, why did I take so long to get locks? So basically I've been playing around with the idea of getting locks for maybe like the past 4 years. You know, like when you go on Pinterest and you just go through, like you just scroll through so many pictures of a hairstyle that you want to have, but there's that, what can I say, drawback, or there's that like thing that's keeping you from actually doing it, especially if it's a more unorthodox or unconventional type of hairstyle like dreadlocks. So for me, the reason why I took so long to get dreadlocks is because of societal pressures or societal norms that exist, you know, especially in relation to dreadlocks, like just the views that people have about them, the views that I had. I'm not even gonna front, guys. I won't even like put it on others. The views that I even had about dreadlocks, you know, just the perception that, okay, dreadlocks, the biggest one I feel is that they're dirty or unkempt. Is that the word? Yeah, just dirty and untidy. Basically the appearance of them is very much, I feel like it's better now, but I feel like it's very much rejected by society and societal norms of what is considered to be like beautiful or neat or tidy. You know, there's a lot of that thing about dreadlocks for it, or you know, it's not tidy or neat, you know, and that's a perception that I had as well. Like most of these perceptions are basically perceptions that I had as well, and that I feel like society has. And the second thing was basically this, the connotations with regards to like spiritualism. I'm not gonna lie, guys, in terms of like spiritualism, you know, Rastafari, you know, imagine there. And people do that here. Like they'll call you Rasta even though you're not a Rastafari. And a Rastafari, you know what I mean? They'll call you that. Like you'll be walking in the street and they'll be like, hey, la Rasta, takwa, no Rasta, kombi. You know, and I was just like, I am gonna be Rasta out here in these streets, you know what I mean? So that was another one. Just the spiritualism that is attached to dreadlocks. It was something that I thought about quite a bit, for like, are dreadlocks like a spiritual thing? Like what if now I'm calling trouble for my, you get what I mean? I don't want to go into that, but basically it did cross my mind, for like, I don't want that association with the Rastafari religion or the culture, because I'm not part of that, you know. But I had to kind of just look at it like, okay, it's a hairstyle. You know, it's, for me, it's not spiritual. And if you want to watch a video of mine which is about hair spiritualism, I'll put the card up there wherever it goes. I'll put the card up, check out that video. But yeah, so that was another thing that I felt like, ish, dreads though, or locks, maybe, ish, it's not for me. Like it was holding me back. But then I just got to the point where I was like, I like them, you know, I like them, so I'm gonna get them. And that will lead us into why I finally decided to get locks. So it was after I had given birth to the twins. So just for context, I have 4 kids. My oldest is about to be 5, and the twins, who are the youngest, are about to turn 2, and my daughter is 3. So I had just given birth to the twins, and I was just like, I can't with the wash days. I can't with the going to sit for 2 hours every month or more, 3 hours to get my hair done, to get my hair braided or whatever. You know, I was just like, I'm not willing. I don't think it was an ability thing. It was a willingness to spend the time doing my hair. I just wasn't willing. So that really pushed me into going on this hair journey with getting locks. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna get my locks. I'm finally gonna do it. So I finally did it, and that will get us into the method that I used. So the method that I use is called crocheting. I'll insert like a video clip so you guys can see what that looks like. I feel like it's not the most common method. The most common methods that I've found are the palm roll, which is like I guess the OG way of doing locks, and interlocking, but that's for like thinner locks. I don't think people with thick locks can interlock, but I'm not sure. Interlocking, which one? Starter locks, where you basically do a twist and you just let it mat and you let it grow out that way, or 3-strand braid, and you also just let that you let the hair lock over time. So for me, I went with the crochet because I was like, no turning back, baby, no regrets, because I heard I just wanted like the permanent thing. I wanted to do it and do it, you know, because I had heard stories where if you swim with your locks, they can unravel. If your hair is too soft, your locks can unravel. I just wasn't trying to have my locks unravel in any situation. So I decided to do those, and from my research, I felt like locks that are crocheted, I liked the look of them. Let's just say that. Even when I retighten, I like the look of it. It still looks like you can see the parts, you know, it's giving scalp, it's giving braids, it's giving neatness. So I really liked that about crocheting. That's why I've continued crocheting. I had done like what's it called, interlocking a couple of times for some of my retightenings, but I went back to crocheting because I felt like it's neater. And my hair, one of my hairstylists was like, it's better to just stick to the same retightening method. So if you're palm rolling, it's better to stick with palm rolling. If you are crocheting, it's better to stick with crocheting so that your lock has the same consistency throughout, you know, as opposed to crocheting then interlocking. You'll find that your lock will not be consistent, because you can see mine, it kind of bumps out over here. So I did the crochet method. Yes guys, just disclaimer, it depends on the stylist that you go to, but crochet is generally quite tight. It's if you have a sensitive scalp already, I don't suggest you do crocheting. After I installed mine, it took about maybe like 4 hours for the installation. My hair was already pretty long. Let's say it was about like that long. After I installed them, my scalp was so sore because that stylist, the guy who installed my locks, he was pretty like, he's into neatness. So his brand is neatness, and I guess he wanted to protect his brand, so he did it really tight, and I didn't like that. And I told him, okay, at my next retightening, I was like, you did it too tight last time. And he was just like, no, I wanted to look a certain way. And I was just like, boost. I was like, peace bro. And I never went back, because I was like, another reason why, outside of convenience and low maintenance, another reason why I got locks is to grow my hair and to have good scalp health, you know. So for me, I felt like a stylist who doesn't listen and wants to prioritize the look over the health of my hair was just like a no-go for me. But that's just a disclaimer I wanted to give with crocheting. Unless you really tell your stylist that, okay, don't do it tight, I don't need it to be super tight and super neat. And if they listen, then that's great. But yeah, that's what I would say about that. That's the only con about crocheting for me personally. So far is the tightness and the sensitivity that it can cause on the scalp. But I've since found a stylist who does listen to my request and who isn't tight, who doesn't do it too tight to the scalp, you know, but it still looks neat. It still looks like you just got a retightening. I didn't like that about interlocking. I felt like it wasn't giving, I just got my hair done, you know. For me, like, I felt like it wasn't neat enough if I'm gonna go 6 weeks without doing my hair or retightening my hair. When I do it, I must look like I'm from the salon, you get what I mean? It must show, you know. So that's the method that I used. And since then, so initially my hair was about maybe, let's say, that length, but it was uneven and I just didn't like the look of it. So then I cut my hair into like a bob. So that's why I'm like, okay, it was here and now it's like shorter. I cut my hair into a bob, and since doing that, I really started to enjoy my locks more. Even when I do like a half up, half down style, I think it looks really cute, and I'm enjoying them. I have my days where I'm just like, I want to cut my locks because there are certain things that are a little bit annoying about locks. I'll get into that. But for now, let's get into the maintenance. For me, I keep it very simple, and I think a myth that I believed, is it a myth? A myth that I believed is that locks there are no maintenance. That's what I thought going into it. But they are more of a low maintenance. I feel like if you don't maintain them at all, then you'll struggle with dryness of your scalp, dryness of your hair, and just other issues, you know. So I've come to the realization that I need to treat them the same way I treated my afro, like that level of care and being selective about certain hair products as well, because I started to experiment more with like what can I say, with other products that aren't all about like no parabens and no sulfates and this and that, you know, and I regret it. So I realized that I need to have a maintenance plan and to wear my bonnet every night because I've been bad at that, guys. But yeah, so basically what wash day looks like for me is I shampoo my hair, and after I shampoo my hair, I don't condition it just to prevent buildup in my locks. Buildup is an issue, so whatever you can do to prevent it or to minimize it, do that. And for me, it's not using conditioner. So I just wash my hair with shampoo, a clarifying shampoo. I'll insert a clip of the products that I use. I use a clarifying shampoo, and then I just made like an oil and water mixture, and I'll spritz my hair just to bring back the moisture, you know, and that's it. That's all I do for my maintenance. And every other day, like I'll spritz, if my hair is feeling dry or my scalp is feeling dry, then I'll spritz it with that water and oil spray that I make myself. You can choose whatever oil you want to use, preferably like a light oil. Even a castor oil can actually work because you mix it pretty well with the water, or that's working for me. And that's wash day done. That's wash day done. I wash my hair every 2 to 3 weeks. It just depends. It depends on whether I feel like, okay, my hair feels dirty, or my hair feels oily, my scalp feels oily, or whatever it might be, right? But basically 2 to 3 weeks, and then I retighten my hair every 4 to 6 weeks. It just depends. If I know I have something coming up, like an event or something, and I need to retighten my hair a little sooner than what I would normally do, then it just depends on lifestyle at that time. The pros of having locks: low maintenance. Like I said, wash days are very short. You don't have to style your hair often, like braiding every month or getting your hair straightened or whatever it is you might be doing with an afro. Very low maintenance. That's the biggest thing, and you can still style them. They're quite versatile in terms of styling, but I just love the low maintenance of it. The cons for me, it's the build-up, guys. It's the build-up. I would show you, but it's fine. Let's not. Just trust me. The build-up on the locks, especially closer to the scalp, for me has been an issue, and it's even been an issue to the extent where I'm like, I want to cut my locks and just go back to an afro. But I know that I haven't made an effort in really getting to understand my locks and really getting to see what works, how to minimize my buildup, how to get rid of like buildup, wearing my bonnet at night, learning, okay, how do I keep my hair moisturized in a locked state, that kind of stuff. So the biggest thing for me, the biggest con has been the buildup. I do have my days where I'm like, I feel like getting like a fresh set of braids, you know. I miss braids sometimes. I miss a young carrot, you know. I miss a young carrot, just those things. But at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, this is convenient for the stage of life that I'm at, where I'm not willing to put in the time to do my hair every so often, you know. I'm not like committed for life, like locked for life. No, if I decide in a month's time or in a year's time that I want to cut my locks, then I'll cut them. I'm not devoted or committed in that way. It's just something that works for my lifestyle right now, and I'm enjoying it for the most part. It's just the build up where some days I'm just like, oof, this is annoying, but I know that there are ways around it. I just need to make that effort. And once I feel like once I've made the effort to like figure out my locks and figure out how to minimize buildup and that kind of stuff, and if I don't succeed, then I'll be like, okay, we've tried, let's just let it go. Let's just go back to the fro. But yeah, but I feel like at a later stage in life, maybe when my kids are a little bit older, then I would possibly go back to an afro, because I would have more time, I think, to put into my hair care and that kind of thing. Price point for my installation, it cost me, I think if I remember correctly, maybe like it cost me around 500 bucks for install, and retightenings every 6 weeks is about maybe like 320, but that's every 6 weeks. If you think about it, plaiting your hair every month, braids, you're definitely spending more than 300 on the braid and the braiding of your hair. So it's also more affordable to have locks. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would ever get locks, if you're thinking of getting them, what's taking you so long, yeah, and whatever else you want to know regarding locks. If you're considering getting them, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.